In our previous video, we have discussed about asexual reproduction, and today's topic of discussion is sexual reproduction. Let's see what is sexual reproduction. See the first point, sexual reproduction is formation of new individual by the union of two gametes. Here there is a formation of new individual, but how? After the union of two gametes, it means there is a necessary of what? Gamete formation. As in case of asexual reproduction, we have seen that there is no necessary of gamete formation. But in case of sexual reproduction, there is a necessary of gametes. Okay, and those gametes should be of opposite sex. It is very necessary. Okay, we require two gametes, and these two gametes should be of opposite sex. One should be female, one should be male. Okay, so the second point is telling that gametes of opposite sex. We require the gametes of opposite sex. In the third point, it requires two parents. Yes, definitely it requires the two parents. See, as in case of asexual reproduction, there is no requirement of two parents. Only one parent is giving rise to its young one. But in case of sexual reproduction, as we know that there is a requirement of two gametes, means there should be necessary of two parents. Okay, a slow process, it means it take longer time. In case of human, we can see that if a human want to reproduce their organism, especially women's, they require 9 months of pregnancy time, which is long. As compared to asexual reproduction, the process of sexual reproduction is a slow and a longer process. And next point is offsprings are unique to their parent. See, whatever the offsprings are producing from the parents, they are unique. Why they are unique? Because there is a union of two opposite sex gametes. Those are male and female. As in case of asexual reproduction, we have seen that offsprings are exact copy of their parents, and there is no necessary of gamete formation. Only one organism of only one parent can give rise to their offspring. But in case of sexual reproduction, it is not like that. That is why the offsprings are unique to their parent. See, in our whole life, we can see the three phases of life phases from our birth to death. First one is juvenile phase. Okay, it is the period of growth in an individual organism after its birth and before it reaches reproductive maturity. Juvenile phase, it is simply a growth phase, and this juvenile phase in case of plant called as vegetative phase. When a plant is in its vegetative phase or an animal is in juvenile phase, they are not able to reproduce. This is just a growth phase. There is one interesting question for you. Can you see the availability of fruits like mango, apple and jackfruit in a same season? Can we get these fruits in a same season? See, the answer is no. Why? Because these trees have different time of flowering and they produce their flower or their fruit in a different season. They are basically seasonal plants. As these are the seasonal plants which produce seasonal fruits. There are some plants which can also flower throughout the year. Let's see some species of plants. See, for example, perennial species. Plant more than 2 years and can live indefinitely. What does it mean? They flower more than 2 years. Important point is more than 2 years. In this kind of plant, in perennial species, it is very difficult to identify the juvenile phase, reproductive phase and the senescence phase. Because as these plants can live more than 2 years, it is very difficult for an observer to observe when the phases are coming. Next one is animal species. See, live for only a single growing season during which they produce seeds and then die. Plants which can live only a single growing season, it means they produce flower and seeds only in a single season in a year, during which what they produce seed and then they die. They are called animal species. Their life is up to 1 year only. After that, the biennial species. Biennial means 2. See, they live for 2 growing seasons. It means they produce flower and seed 2 times per year. Apart from that, there are some unusual flower. There are some flower which shows the unusual phenomena. For example, the bamboo flower. Bamboo flowers only once in a life. This plant flowers only once in a life. They generally flowers after 50 to 100 years, and they die in a part or completely due to some possible causes. There are some possible causes due to this plant die after producing seed. It is not necessary to know the possible causes in your syllabus. See, this is the picture of bamboo flower. In this picture, we can see the bamboo flowers. Okay, these are the bamboos, and what is the important point? They flowers only once in a life, generally after 50 to 100 years. Next one is Strobilanthus Kuntiana. Commonly, Strobilanthus Kuntiana is called Neelkuranji. Neelkuranji flowers once in a 12 year. Once in a 12 year. This is very important. This can come in your NEET exam. And Strobilanthus Kuntiana having long juvenile phase. Last time this plant flowered during October 2006. We have seen the flowers in October 2006. Where does it found? See, they found in hilly areas of Kerala, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, and attracts large number of tourists due to mass flowering. Means whenever they flower after 12 years, they flowers in a mass. And see the beautiful picture of Strobilanthus Kuntiana. Due to this, tourists get attracted towards the hilly areas. There are some birds. They are also seasonal. Lay eggs. Birds living in nature lay eggs only seasonally. However, birds in capacity, as in poultry farms, they can be made to lay eggs throughout the year. See the difference? They can be made to lay eggs throughout the year. In this case, laying egg is not related to reproduction, but it is a commercial exploitation for human welfare. It is only for the beneficial purpose, commercial beneficial purpose for human welfare. The females of mammals exhibit some cyclic changes during their reproductive phases. Okay. On the basis of those changes occurring in reproductive phases, they are divided into primates and non-primates. Let's see what are the primates. Large brain. One offspring per pregnancy means what? They produce one child in one pregnancy. Next one is dexterous limbs. It means their hand digits are differentiated. They can use their hands for holding the things like we human beings. And they exhibit a menstrual cycle. What does the menstrual cycle means? This is the cycle which comes in a reproductive events, especially in a female body. Means this change is governed by a cyclic, means they are called a menstrual cycle. There are changes which we can see in the ovaries and uterus. Why we can see this kind of changes means due to the change of level of hormone. Let's see which kind of hormones. Hormones like pituitary hormone and gonadotropin hormone. Okay. And ovarian hormones are progesterone and estrogen. Whenever the level of these two hormones get changes, we can see the menstrual cycle. Generally in a human beings, there is a 28 days of menstrual cycle, and the example of primates are monkeys, apes, and we human beings. See the non-primates. Non-primates as compared to the primates, they are different from primates. They are not like primates. See, their thinking ability and intelligence are lower than those of primates, as the primates are having large brain and they are having high thinking ability as we human beings. As compared to we human beings or we primates, the non-primates are having lower thinking ability and they exhibit ostrus cycle. See, the primate exhibits menstrual cycle in which there is a loss of blood. There is a blood flow after each 28 days. But in a ostrus cycle in non-primates, there is no loss of blood. And these non-primates are the seasonal breeders. It means they give birth to their young one during their favorable seasons. See the examples: cow, sheep, deer, and dogs. These are the examples of what? Non-primates. Next one, we'll see about the seasonal breeders. See, these animals are reproductively active during favorable season. As we have seen, the non-primates are seasonal breeders. Example: frog, lizard, bird. See, the example of seasonal breeders is frog, lizard, birds. It means they produce their young one in their favorable season only. As compared to the seasonal breeder, the continuous breeder, these animals are reproductively active throughout their reproductive phase. It means there is no necessary of any season. They can reproduce throughout the year. For example, rabbit and primates. We human beings also come in primates. So thank you everyone